everybody, welcome back to Out of Body. My name is Sabrina, and today I'm going to be showing you how to have an out of body experience, or more specifically, how to astral project. So first off, I'm just going to kind of let you guys know what to expect during an out of body experience. So if you haven't watched my What is an Out of Body Experience video, you might want to watch that now if you're not familiar with out of body experiences. So briefly, what to expect is when you get into a really relaxed state and kind of like a almost sleep-like state, you may start to feel different parts of your body become immobile or kind of stiffen up. And then what you will typically feel is vibrations or kind of a buzzing sensation in your head or throughout your entire body. And then after that is when you can leave your body. So that's kind of basically really short how it goes. So basically the first thing that you want to do is to lay down on your back. You can sit in a chair if you want to, but I feel like for the quickest and best results, laying down flat on your back is probably the best option. It just makes it easier for your body to completely relax and for you to be able to get to the vibration stage a little bit quicker. So once you are relaxed and you're laying down and you're in a dark room, the main tip that will help you get to the vibration stage is to actually listen to what's called Hemi-Sync. Hemi-Sync has been around for a lot of years. I believe Robert Monroe and his team of like audio engineers and scientists were the ones who first developed it. Tested it on people who didn't even know what an out-of-body experience was or had never had one before. Hemi-Sync basically includes binaural beats. Binaural beats is an audio listening tool that basically consists of certain frequencies that can kind of trigger your brain to stay awake and to create its own frequencies to higher your consciousness. It's basically like two beats going at the same time very rapidly, and it's usually panned from one side of your headphones to the other if you're listening with headphones, which you should be listening with earbuds or headphones when you do this, so that it's really close to your ear and close to your brain so that your brain can kind of register the frequencies, and it helps your consciousness reach a higher state, so that way you're able to experience the vibrations and leave your body. I have used binaural beats over and over again. They always work for me. I will link in the description bar below of some free ones on YouTube. There's people that make them and upload them to YouTube, and there's one in particular that's really, really great that I use. I pretty much exclusively use this one because it always works for me. One disclaimer though, do not listen to these while you're driving, because that could actually be dangerous, because it actually does contain frequencies that trigger your brain to kind of reach this higher state of consciousness, and it causes you, if you're just wide awake listening to it, you may start to feel kind of dizzy or kind of woozy or whatever, and that's normal, but you need to only listen to this stuff when you are trying to have an out-of-body experience. So when you're laying down and you're really relaxed, make sure that you don't move your body. You don't move anything on your body, that you lie completely still, and you don't move your hands, you don't move your arms, don't even move your neck. So when your body starts to become immovable and kind of stiff, a lot of people will then experience sleep paralysis, which is where you actually can't move your arms or legs or your body at all. And that's typically when you'll feel the vibrations, is through sleep paralysis, but not everybody experiences it that way. I personally do. So pretty much every time I've done astral projection, I've done it during sleep paralysis. So that's what helps. That's what works best for me, because I've experienced sleep paralysis and vibrations since I can remember, since I was at least 3 or 4 years old, and I didn't know what it was. So that's how I'm able to do it. Other people can do it when they're meditating. It just depends on the person. Some people even listen to a guided meditation. That can work too. You don't have to listen to binaural beats or Hemi-Sync. Even just a guided meditation of someone's voice just telling you, to relax and to clear your mind. At this point, your body is starting to fall asleep, which is good. That means you're doing good. So the next thing is to make sure that you keep your mind awake though. I mean, your brain is always kind of awake and working, but make sure to keep yourself conscious. Don't physically move to do that. Don't physically move your arms to try to keep yourself awake. Just mentally keep your consciousness awake. Just be aware of your surroundings, really listen to the tracks that you're listening to, or if you're not listening to any tracks, just really listen to the natural sounds of your room, of your air conditioning, or cars going by outside. Otherwise, just focus on the music, focus on the beats and the frequencies to keep your mind awake. So if you don't experience vibrations during these guided meditations or the tracks that you're listening to, don't fret. It may not happen while you're listening to those things. What you can do is just go ahead and take off your headphones and try to fall asleep, but still try to keep your mind awake. And sometimes, I know for me, I'll be honest, I've never experienced the vibrations while listening to one of those tracks. I normally don't experience the vibrations until I then take off my headphones and try to go to sleep. And then all of a sudden, I'll start to have the vibrations and then I can leave my body. So, I mean, everybody's different. So I'm not trying to say like, this is what you have to do kind of thing, because everybody's different. Different strategies are going to work for different people. And sometimes you may not even experience the vibrations that night. You may have to sleep through the night or sleep through part of the night and then wake up, and then you'll experience the vibrations. I'll admit that's normally how it happens for me. I go to sleep, I sleep through the entire night, and then I wake up in the wee hours in the morning, and then I experience vibrations and I leave my body. Like that's how it happens for me. So everybody's different. So now I want to know some different tips on how to actually leave your body once you experience vibrations. I wanted to talk about this because I know I've seen in different Facebook groups that a lot of people have trouble. They'll experience the vibrations, but they don't know how to leave their body, and they get discouraged because they think, I'm getting so far in this, I'm getting to the point of actually experiencing the vibrations. Why can't I have an out-of-body experience? But one strategy that a lot of people talk about is the rope method, which is, obviously when you're having the vibrations, you mentally focus on visualizing a rope dangling down in front of your face. You don't physically, reach out your hand or anything, but you just visualize your astral body and kind of try to mentally and visually move your spirit or your astral body, and just visualize yourself grabbing hold of that rope and pulling yourself out. I used that strategy the first time I ever tried to astral project, and it worked. But that may not work for everybody. So another thing that you can try is called the 180 roll. And basically what that is when you're laying flat on your back, you mentally visualize and mentally try to control your astral body with your mind and try to roll to one side. Not physically, but you try to kind of think of your astral body rolling to one side. And I've used this before and it works really well. And I'll literally like roll off my bed and float down to the ground. And then I'll be able to kind of get upright and look over and see my body in bed, see that it worked. And another great way to do it, which to me is kind of no fail, I've never really tried this and it not worked. Not that it will work for everyone, but to me, probably the easiest one to try is just to think of floating, just to think of yourself floating up into the air, and then you're up in the air. I mean, every time I've tried that, it's worked. Just anything you can visualize to get yourself out of bed, either visualizing a rope and pulling yourself up, or visualizing a bar and pulling yourself up, or even a person's hand and pulling yourself up. Just anything that can kind of help you to visualize yourself coming out of your body, because that's the key, is being able to see it in your mind, being able to visualize it. If you can visualize it, then you can make it happen. So then once you successfully get yourself out of your body, congratulations, you've done it. At that point, you can then kind of wander around your room. You can wander around the physical plane. You can go to other astral planes. So I hope that helped. Next, I want to kind of go into some resources for you that you can look into to get further information, because obviously this video is not going to be your end all and is not going to, maybe none of this will even work for you. But that's why I want to include some resources that you can go to get more in-depth information and to learn more in depth about this topic, and so you can achieve astral projection. So I mentioned this book in, I think, my What is an Out-of-Body Experience video, but this is the 90 Days of Mastering Astral Projection guide. It's a 90-day guide by Robert Bruce and Brian Mercer. So you can get this at Barnes & Noble, or I'm sure you can get it on Amazon or anywhere like that. I got it at Barnes & Noble. And basically, I mean, it's a pretty thick book. It's got a lot of pages, and it's basically a day-to-day kind of guide. And I mean, it's literally like day 1, day 2, day 7, you know, I mean, different days like that. And it's got different notes, different tips. I mean, it goes into relaxation, breath work, energy body stimulation. And this book does go more in depth on kind of different strategies of what to do after you leave your body. So if you're wanting to learn more about that, this would be a great resource. It also includes a disc with some audio tracks that you can listen to. On the disc it says brainwave generator. So I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't listened to it. I assume it probably has kind of like similar to Hemi-Sync. It probably just has different frequencies that can kind of get your brain engaged and kind of get your brain working towards that higher state of consciousness. So that is a great book. Another book that I actually have not read, but I've heard a lot of great reviews about, and it's on my reading list, is called Astral Dynamics. And that is also by Robert Bruce. I have heard that this is a very, very good book. It's right up there with Robert Monroe's Journeys Out of the Body. From what I know about this book, he goes in depth on how to achieve an out-of-body experience while also talking about his own experiences with it. So it's kind of a great book if you're wanting to learn more about the topic. And then if you're just a little bit interested in trying it yourself, that would probably be a great book for that. Although, again, I have not read it, but I've heard really great reviews on it. And obviously, Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe. That is another great book that I've mentioned over and over again on this channel, I know already. But it's the first book I ever read, and it really helped me get more confident on the subject, and it helped me learn a lot about it. I think it's probably the best book for beginners if you've never even read about astral projection, because he literally takes it from the beginning, and he takes it from when he first started experiencing it. He didn't have that natural ability until he was much older. I want to say he was like in his 30s or 40s when he started having it. But basically he worked as an audio engineer, and he kind of worked in radio and stuff. So he worked on developing different sounds and different frequencies and things. And he started developing different sound frequencies that would help people sleep. And so that is when he started experiencing the vibrations and started unknowingly building his mind to that higher consciousness state by listening and testing out those frequencies that he was developing. So it's kind of interesting. That's how he accidentally got into it. So Journeys Out of the Body is a great book. I will quickly mention, if you're wanting to kind of get into a community with other people and ask other people that are trying astral projection or that have achieved it, and you just kind of want to chat with people, get into some Facebook groups. There are a couple of really good groups. One of them's just called Astral Projection Community. And I think another one's just called Astral Projection. I'm in both of those groups, and I found that it's helped me a lot to just kind of talk with other people and find out their strategies and what they do, what works, what doesn't work for them. If you're really having a lot of trouble, that is a good resource for you. You know, just get into the community. I think there's even some subreddits where people talk about this too. Again, I'll put some links to that stuff down below if you're interested. And the last thing I want to say is just a note of encouragement. Don't get discouraged. If you're trying and trying and trying to do this and it's not working, keep trying. I mean, if you really, really want to achieve this, keep trying. Don't give up. Keep doing it. Keep trying different methods. You know, if you're trying one method and it's just not working and you're trying it over and over again, it doesn't work, try something else. You know, try a different time of day, even a different sleeping position. You know, I mean, for most people, sleeping on your back or laying on your back when you're trying to have an out-of-body experience works best. But for some people, maybe laying on your side or sitting in a chair. I mean, there's so many different ways to do this. There's no right or wrong way. I just want to mention that because I notice a lot of people, especially in the different communities that I'm involved in, like the Facebook groups and things for astral projection, I notice a lot of people getting really discouraged. It's something you kind of it's trial and error. You just have to keep trying. I mean, I went through a period when I first learned what astral projection was. I went through a couple of weeks, which I know isn't very long, but a couple of weeks where no matter what I tried, I couldn't do it. But what I kept doing was I kept trying to do it at night before bed. And so then I finally realized, you know what, I'm just going to listen to the binaural beats before I go to bed. I'm going to just go to sleep and then wake myself up in the morning with an alarm, and then listen to binaural beats again, and then see if I can do it. And then I was able to. So I discovered that early mornings is the best time for me. And a lot of times why you don't get to the vibrational stage is either because you fall asleep, or I think sometimes it's just when you're not real relaxed. And I don't mean physically, I mean like mentally relaxed. Because some people I know will try so hard, and I know I did this for a while. I would try so hard and it wouldn't happen. I'd be like, why isn't it happening? I want it so bad. Like, how is this not happening? But I realized it was because I was freaking out about it, and because I was trying too hard. You know, you do have to just kind of relax and just trust the universe and trust that it's going to happen. And it may take time. I mean, you may not be able to do it overnight. You know, some people can do it their first try. And then some people take weeks, months, heck, years. I mean, it won't happen overnight, most likely. So just stay encouraged. You know, I just want to say that. That's the main reason why I did this video, because I just noticed a lot of people getting really discouraged. Stay encouraged, stay relaxed, keep your head up, and keep trying, and check out the resources below. Get involved in those communities if you want to, if it helps you. And let me know what you guys experience. If you try this and you successfully are able to do it, comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about your experiences, and I'd love to hear any questions you have. If you do have trouble, I would be more than happy to try to help you if I can. So for next week's video, I'm going to be going in depth on the theory that our souls leave our bodies every night during sleep, even though we don't realize it. But anyway, I will be going more in depth on that. So if you've never heard of that, or you have heard of it and you want to learn more about it, stay tuned for my next video. As always, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up and that notification bell if you like my content and you want to see more of it. I upload every week. I have a channel up on Instagram TV if you watch that. I don't talk about out-of-body experiences on there. I talk more about paranormal experiences I've had on there. So if you're interested in that sort of topic, then you might check out my Instagram and follow me. I have that down below. And yeah, thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.